Hi, friend.
Hi, friend.
Welcome to episode 2 of our Salty Girls podcast.
Today we're talking about friendship.
Friendship. What does friendship mean to you?
For me, it's like someone that you do life with, but it's more someone that you've built a relationship with over time. So you have experiences with them.
So deep.
For
me, it's like not necessarily the opposite. For me, a friend. I would call someone a friend if, like, I've had like a one-on-one conversation with them, and there's like an implication or an understanding that we're gonna have another conversation.
Another one, yeah.
Like we're in good terms and we click.
And you
we
want
just
to
hang out.
together.
Yeah. Then you're already my friend.
Immediately when I think of friend, I think of close
that's just
friends.
your definition of friendship. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was pretty interesting that we were like, no.
When that question came up, it was
that
like,
our
right.
like definition were different, and we had to. And I feel like when we asked, because we asked on our Instagram page, like, and everyone was describing like a good friend, and I'm like,
what makes?
I'm sure you guys have like friendships
Surface
that
level.
are shallow.
Yeah, I mean that is a friend too, but like. I think for me, immediately, I just thought of the close ones, which made it sound deeper than it actually was.
Yeah, and I think, does that explain us as you're like in more of like an introvert and like a extrovert personality kind of thing?
Yeah, I think I'm like because I'm introverted, but I think I'm like extroverted introvert because I'm not. I like to stay home. I mean, I like to keep to myself, but I also enjoy socializing. But it has to be. Like I have to be in a certain mood too.
Oh yeah.
But I love getting to know people, so that is the social side of me. But when I get to know people, I want to know everything. Like, why are you like where you are?
Yeah, you're a bit nutty. Yeah. So what's our friendship like? Did you wanna?
How would you describe our friendship? Do we do words? Do we put in words? Like
should we do the word association thing?
Yeah. Let's do it. This is random.
Okay, I'll say funny. And then you say whatever word. Or like,
okay, we'll describe the other person in 3 words.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Or how we see them, so the relationship, not the person, but it's like on her own, but like how we see each other.
In the friendship?
In
our friendship personally? Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
Stop thinking, you have to say it now. Like 3 words.
Okay. Fana is dependable. She's fun, and she is, I don't know, because fun and bubbly I think is like the same-ish. Or is that 2 different words?
Oh, fun and bubbly? I think it's different.
Yeah, fun and bubbly. I don't know.
Because you can be fun but not bubbly.
I think you're bubbly when you're happy, like when you...
Oh, when I'm eating.
I don't know.
What do you mean dependable?
I mean, like, I trust you. Like, I trust you, and I can depend on you for anything.
Yeah. When you said dependable, I'm like thinking like independent and dependable. Like, she can't be
No, not independent. No, I mean reliable is the word.
Oh,
Sorry, reliable, fun and bubbly, and this is hard because it's like choose your words. And I don't know, family.
Ooh. Yeah, that is like a big word for like a friend.
Yeah.
I think for me, because you're like, first of all, I see, like, my words for you would be like a big sister, but then also / mother, because sometimes you're not a cool big sister, sometimes you'll be like mothering me. And that's like the same as like the family and everything. I just think of like a solid.
Solid.
Like our friendship, because it's like
we stuck.
Yeah, we stuck, and someone's gotta smash us for us to get to not be together.
Aren't you guys tired of seeing each other? No.
Yeah, we would like. I feel like if we were to like see each other every day, or like we see each other every day, but it's like more than once a day. It's like sweet. What's the other one?
So mother and
a mother solid and caring.
Oh,
You're like a
okay.
very caring person.
Mm.
And it's not just like a pressure of care, it's like she's like a mother.
Care too much. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I think with.
Do you see yourself as that too?
I know that I care. Like
Yeah.
when I care, and I think that's why I need to draw boundaries in my friendships.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'll meet you, I'll get to know you, I will care for you,
Yeah.
and then it's not like.
And it's a lot of care.
That's why it's like Sissy needs boundaries, or she'll care about everyone and just.
Man, I was reading this thing because like I just be friends with everyone. But I was reading this Bible plan and it was like, you need to choose. You need to have boundaries.
I mean, it's good to be friends with everyone, but yeah, have boundaries like emotionally
and I think because of that, because you absorb their personalities and things of the people that you're around with, and because I don't I don't care, I just be your friend, and that I think I still think it's alright, but just to be aware. What would you say is a friendship red flag?
Friendship red flag.
Yeah. For me would be the first red flag is like they start talking bad about other people.
Oh yeah,
then for me, like
know.
automatically I'm like, you're gonna be doing this to me.
Exactly. It's like when I tick you off, you're gonna be saying this to other
but
people.
But then you know what? I still don't hold back. I still.
Oh, you still pour out everything?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Like why?
Then does that mean I'm the red flag?
No, it just means that you trust people. Meanwhile, I'm on the other side of the spectrum. Like,
and I think another one would just be like if they pressure you to do
things that you're not ready to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in all relationships, yeah, that's a definite red flag.
Since you couldn't really think of red flags, what are the green flags then?
Trust.
Trust.
I think trust. I think mutual. I don't know, mutual respect in some way. In the reciprocity, I think it's like you can't be the only one like pouring in. I mean, there's certain things at different times in your friendships, like the other person
not
is not
50,
in a good
50,
place.
but yeah.
So like then you have to pour in more. But then if like it's always like that, like you're always giving like the 100 and they're just like giving like you 10%. Just that. I mean, it shouldn't be because I do this for you, you do this for me. But then sometimes over time, it's like, that person is kind of like using you.
Just don't want to be your friend.
I mean, because sometimes you feel used.
Yeah.
In some places.
Does that mean your love for your friend is conditional?
No, it means use your brain because you can't be walked on all the time. What's up for your friendship goal?
I think my go-to goal would always just be that you know that story in Mark 2? Mark 2 verse 4 is when their friend went to the place and it was too many people. They were trying to get their paralyzed friend to Jesus, but when they got to the house there was so many people inside and outside. So one of them thought, not one of them, like, but this is the story. One of them thought, like, why don't we climb the roof?
You're that friend? Nah.
No, I want friends like that, and I want to be that friend too. But I wish, like, when I'm paralyzed and can't move, and like wouldn't like so stubborn that I won't go to Jesus. I hope my friend will literally
take you there,
take me to
drag
Jesus,
you
like
there.
Climb a roof,
open
the roof. Lower
drop
me down
you
in front
the
of
roof.
Jesus.
Right in front of him. It's like heal him now. And I think that it's important in friendships for you to have like common goals, because you can have friends who don't really you can have values, and you have friends that don't really they don't find that important. So like this guy, I mean, obviously he's like paralyzed and he needs healing, but to have people that see you in need, and because you can't get up yourself, you literally can't, they will go out of their way to take you there.
It just knows the best for you. It doesn't give up.
Doesn't give up.
Because that was like a logical excuse of be like, oh sorry mate, like we can't take you, like there's already like too many people here, like there's
they'll find a way.
Like they would stand, like these people didn't want to stand in line. They wanted to just hurry up and get him to Jesus. And I feel like it's just friends that wants the best for you and like would do anything to help you. Because
that it just comes to mind, like, you can't be happy if you won't help yourself. Like, if you're not able to, you won't. How do you say it? Like, you can't be helped if you're not willing to help yourself.
Yeah.
But at this point, like, he couldn't even help himself.
And then the friends come in for him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's friendship goal for me.
Yeah.
Is that yours as well?
It's the same. I mean, like, when you're in a friendship or relationship with someone, and if it's genuine, you genuinely want the best for them. And, like, their happiness and their successes and their achievements, like, you feel happy for them too.
Yeah.
I think, that's another red flag is, like, if there's, like, competition, if it's always... I mean, I understand that there will always be a sense of, like, little bit of, like, comparison and sometimes, because we're human, but then... You know, if it's a constant, like, competition, like, that person's always trying to one-up you, like, those,
and then,
those ones.
you know, those ones, I was like, I only slept for like 3 hours last night, and I was like, oh, yeah, I only slept 2.
Yeah, those ones, the one-up friend, you know, like, if you are one-up friend, you're a red flag, like, oh, yeah, I ran, like, what, 1K, oh, yeah, I ran, like, 5K. It's like, when did I ask? Now, the ones that can't, like, every time
can't be happy for you
bring,
because they're not. Yeah.
It's sometimes because they're not okay with themselves, but like sometimes it's healthy competition, you know, the joking way. But sometimes it's like, they feel uncomfortable when you're doing something. Yeah, I don't know. Just that. What was I saying? Yeah, that is my friend. Like, those are friendship goals for me as well. Yeah. Because I think just building the other up and pushing them closer to their goals and because I believe in God, it's more like pushing them towards the purpose that God intended for them when they're created. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a green flag as well when you're able to. Well, when your friendship, you build each other up like that. What's that verse? Proverbs 27:17 or 17.
Iron sharpens
iron. So a man thus to his friend.
Yeah.
So I think if you're not. And obviously you can do that if you have the same values and stuff. Or, like, you just push each other to be the... Like, now we're friends, now we're stuck with each other, now we just want the best for each other and just push the other person to be best. And I think for us in our relationship, I think it really is like an iron sharpens iron kind of thing. Because I think it's our relationship with God, and once we learn something, have like a foot revelation, it was like, oh, yeah, this, and then we just learn off of each other.
Exactly, and I think that's how it should be.
And the holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
Like, if you tell me that you want to do this, I'm gonna make sure like you do.
And if I tell you that I don't want to do this, then like I go to do it.
Nah. Like, that's you being lazy.
No. Like, there's certain things that I want to stop doing.
Oh, yeah.
That, and keeping me accountable for that.
Yeah. And the red flag is when they're quiet about it. Means they be doing it behind your back.
How about, like, because this whole season is about mental health, how have your friendships helped you in your mental health journey?
I think because for me, when I go through stuff, I like isolate myself.
Yeah.
Just lock myself in a room and just be sad. Like, overthink and just all these negative thoughts. But I know what helps me is if I open up to a friend. Yeah. Or I think I'm trying to unlearn, because I think I grew up with that. Like, every time like I get a hiding, I get told off, they like go to a room, or I would like just go to my room and like lock myself in the room, and I still do that even up to now. But I'm like, I realize it now that it just adds fuel to the fire when I'm in, because I'm not thinking straight. I'm just thinking of worst case scenarios and all these negative thoughts that, oh, you're not worthy, you're not and then but with friendships, I know it really helps me, because I can, when I'm there, because I still do it, I still lock myself in the room. I would quickly like message a friend, like message you, would be like, pray for me. And that I know that, because to have friends like that, you could easily just say, pray for me, and they do. That helps me with my mental health. That's how friendship helps me with my mental health. And also just, I know being around people, I think I've learned that when I'm around people, when I'm around my friends, and it's like good friends that I can trust. That I don't have to like fake smile and just be myself around them. That helps as well. And I think what I've learned recently is like to cope with my mental health issues, is instead of focusing on myself, try to focus on your friend and try to help them with their stuff. Because then it takes away the focus from you and your problem, and you're helping, and that fills my cup as well. So I think right now, like, those are the 3 main things that helps me with my mental health. Like, just
from friendships,
trusted friendships that I could just say, please, and like they don't even ask what's going on. They just start praying, and when you're able to open up to them, and then it's like they go through the similar things. And I was like, oh my gosh, me too. And I'm like, what, really? I thought, because when you're in that place, you think no one why
can
is
relate.
it me? Why
you're the only one going through this? And that's the danger of isolation, you're so right about like when you're in a bad, like, not so good headspace, and then you make it even worse by closing yourself off, and you're like, that's the only box you're in. You're left with you and your negative thoughts, and they grow and they keep growing. It's the same for me. I like talking to people about my problems, but for me to start, it's not as easy. I think it depends on the person, but like depending on like on what I'm going through at the time, like on Saturday, like I just became so overwhelmed with like everything. Like I don't know where it came from. Probably little things building up, because I get like anxiety here and there. But then at this point on Saturday, I was at the front serving people, and it's like so overwhelming. It got to a point where it was so overwhelming for me to just like be in the same space as people that I don't know. And then like so I would serve someone, and then I would sit there, and then like a bad thought would come, and I would just think about it the whole time, bro. But I was fasting on Saturday, so I don't know like what was going on. And then after, when I'd start crying, and then I'd swallow my tears back in, and then like pretend it was okay because someone else came. And I think the not feeling my feelings maybe, or not being able to sit with it or something, and constantly like suppressing it, because every time I started feeling a certain way, I had to pretend again because someone was coming, and I had to like serve them properly. And then it just got out of hand. And then I went like into the office and just broke down. I called my mom, and I told her that I just couldn't like deal with stuff anymore. And then she came, and I realized I had a talk with her yesterday just about that. And I realized like with like friendship, how I said that it's like doing life with people that I do life with. Like I have a friendship with my mom, even though she's my mom, but there's that relationship that, because I feel like a friend is someone that you can rely on and open up to, and you feel safe with them. And I have lots of different friends, but there are very few that I can count that I feel like I can open up to them and feel completely safe with them. It doesn't mean that I don't click with other people. It's just maybe it's just like that with everyone. Like there's a handful.
And I think well, sorry to cut in there, but I think not necessarily can't open up. I think it's like you don't want to be a burden to them. Like you don't think so that's why like it's a safe space, because you don't feel like you're wasting their time. Not wasting their time, but like have to carry it with you. So I think
and I think having a handful of people like those friends, it's a mutual thing. So it's like, you know, when I'm feeling this way, I can tell you, because when you're feeling that way, you can come to me. And I think it's that safety of just that understanding. And I'm so happy that I have that with my mom. So I was able to open up to her, and she like prayed over me, and I felt, man, because like on that day, like I felt literal weight on my shoulders, like literal physical weight on my shoulders, and I just couldn't stand anymore, and I just cried and cried. I was like, where are these coming from? But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like we need to really take care of our mental health, but having friends that you can trust and open up to and talk to, that will like not only encourage you but pray for you. And so after that, then Siwa came. He did the same thing, like just having people that you can, you know, just like all he did was hug me, but then that was what I needed. And then we were talking about it, and it's just like I felt like I couldn't do life anymore. I really didn't. I had no strength to keep going, and my mom was like, you know, because I don't like telling someone like I'm not okay. You know,
Really?
I don't. It makes me feel like I'm not strong.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I can do can you pray for me, please? But when I go into detail and admit that I'm not okay, it's kind of...
Yeah, you never go into the... you do.
Sometimes when I can't handle it.
Yeah.
But I'll try to handle it, and then when I reach a point that I can't, then I'll like... Even telling Sio, I was like... Because it was like, I was pretending I was okay. Because he had stuff to do. And I feel like I don't want to be a burden to like, for someone to pause their life and come to me, even though I need them at that time. But I mean, that's an unhealthy type of thought because we're already at a stage where you have this trust, which I have with you, and it's like a mutual thing. And I would do the same. But I think it's just the isolating because I feel like it's better for me to just stay away and not burden people because I'm always feeling this way and I'm always going to continue feeling this way. Just stuff like that. But then when you open up to these people, they're like, you know, I'd rather be there with you.
Yeah.
Then to find out later that you're going through these things by yourself. And I think that's why a lot of people do commit suicide. Is because of the isolation and not wanting to be a burden to people. But really, and then when their family and friends find out later, it's like, dude, you're going through this by yourself. And, you know, it's better to... Yeah, I guess it's just like, I wouldn't want someone to go through this on their own. And and then the conversation I had with my mom yesterday was like just a reminder of like, when you cannot keep going, like don't have pride to like pretend you can, because sometimes it's like it will be the death of you. And that Saturday I felt like when I couldn't anymore, they stood in for me. Like when you don't have the strength to do it anymore, people that you trust, your friends, will come in and stand in for you. Because I felt I was praying, but I felt like there was like a whole army against me, and I was trying to pray, but it couldn't go through until my mom came and Siwa came, and it's just those prayers like joined together creates like more power over you, and just saying like just being there reminded me of that story in Exodus. The Moses one, when there was like that fight against the Amalekites, and like he lifted up the staff of God, and every time he lifted his hands, their side was winning. And then when it would go down, the Amalekites, the enemy was winning. And it got to a point where he couldn't stand anymore because we're human and we have our limitations. And he sat down on a rock, and there were two people there with him. It was her and Aaron. And they saw the state of their friend, and they knew that the friend had to keep going. But because the friend had lost all, like, I don't know, it was just no strength, they came and actually held his hands up for him. And then it was like for the greater good, so their side ended up winning. But and that just reminded me of just life in general with our friends. You don't have to have too many. I mean, you have a lot, but at least you have the solid ones that will always be there for you. That can be friends, that can be family, whatever that may look like. Because the ones that stand in for you when you can't stand in for yourself anymore. But that really helps mentally. And even just sometimes I feel overwhelmed until I put it into words. And then, like if I talk to you, like kind of listen, and you give back to me that it's not as big a problem as I feel.
And
like
I think
it
I
is.
was thinking that the other day, like, why is our friendship different? Like and I think for us, it's like, I think it's like the safe space. And like we can sit there quietly, and I find that in our space, I'm able to think out loud and not get judged. Like, bro, when especially when we record ourselves. It's like, what? And like, I see your reaction. Half the time you're like, what is this girl on? No, but I think it's like a safe space. Like, my thoughts is able to like
it's like unwinding. It's like when you're overwhelmed, like it's all tangled up. And talking to someone and thinking out loud.
Like just throwing out words.
And then like they help with the making sense of it, and like you know, like a kulasi, when it's like all stuck together, detangling it in a sense.
And then I was like, oh yeah, that is because, especially like we're just thinking about, it's because we I think because that is why we wanted to do this in the first place, because our space is like a safe space. We encourage each other in it, and I think especially for our relationship with God, because I like it because we can sit quietly and I get like realize something and I was like, oh my gosh, like this. And because I think with others, not comparing, but like I'm like not in like a quiet, like it's not still, it's not quiet enough for me to like think. So I think that's why we're not sick of each other, because we're there, but we're like not really there.
Yeah, it's just like having someone. It's like, I mean, because like, some people like, if it's quiet, it's like a little bit awkward. But it's like just like
you do your
I
own
like
thing.
it when you're like quiet, like let me think and let me do my thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll come and be like, I just thought of this.
Yeah. So I think to wrap up our podcast is, if you're feeling like you don't want to talk to your friends because you don't want to be a burden to them, I'm telling you, they'd rather be it's not a burden to them. They'd rather help you, because I want to help someone. Like, I think helping for me fills my cup. So I'd rather help you than you to go through it alone.
And you feel a sense of accomplishment, like once you've helped your friend get through something, you know, and just to see the change from them being so down to them being like back to normal, and being a part of that, it's like really fulfilling.
Oh no, I wanted to say I'm grateful that we have your mom.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, or most of the time when Ada goes through something, I go through the same thing. And then we're ready to open up about it. It's like, oh my gosh, me too. But then your mom is always the one that then will pray for us, because we're both a mess.
And sometimes the advice we give each other is like, nah, you just do it. It's okay.
You're good.
You have a right to do it.
But then, she always keeps us grounded.
Yeah. Anne's a good friend.
She's a good friend.
She's a great friend. Shout out to Anne.